It's Christmas Eve 2017. I just wanted to come outside for a little while because it's kind of cold today, but I just wanted to show you what it's like around here. It's snowing. It's been snowing, but there's not that much. It is going to snow tonight. 15 centimetres. Great. There goes the snowplow anyway. He's on time. So this little video, I just wanted to say thank you to all subscribers and viewers, friends, family, everybody who supported me with this project, because it turned out to be a little bit different to what I started to do, and I've sort of got interested in it now, and things will get better. But the principal reason about this video, oh, and by the way, Merry Christmas everybody and a Happy New Year. Stay safe and warm, because next week here it's going to get down to minus 30. Which brings me to a point why I've got the bonnet open of the Discovery. It's not because it's broken, because I want to do this video a little bit about batteries and charging systems, because this is the season to be a great leveller of your starting system. And principal thing is your battery. You've got to have a good charged up battery in order for all the systems to work. There is a misconception about putting a bigger alternator on a car. Well, that's not going to do it if your battery's finished. It's not going to work. So what a battery is like a store of potential energy. That's the easiest way. We're all going back to school now and physics. And your alternator generates electricity. Your fuse box here distributes power all over the place. So basically what happens is this. Let's get that out of the way. Your battery, when you turn your key, there's a solenoid on top of your starter motor, which is a big electrical switch, allows energy from this battery to go down this red wire into your starter, turn the engine, and that will start the car. It's so simple, it's stupid. And once the car's started with this alternator here, power will come from the alternator along this wire through a fuse that's down here. Oh, it should be. Well, it's missing, but I think it's just a big plate on this one. It should have a big fuse in there. Anyway, and then it comes down this wire back to charge your battery up. So it's very, very simple. But as I was thinking about making this video this morning, I thought this is going to be more complicated than I thought, because there's so many little facets onto this that you need to know, and I really want to do this when it's cold, because it's a better way of understanding it, because in summertime to trying to describe the loads on cars is quite difficult. So we've got a battery, and if you think of this as a reservoir of water, like a water tank or a bucket of water, which again has got potential energy, because if you put a pipe into a bucket of water, it will squirt out all over the place. But as the bucket of water is getting lower and lower, that jet will slowly get lower with it, because it's lost its potential. So that's very important. Your alternator you can think of as like a water generator and a water pump. So what it does, it pumps electricity to top up your reservoir of water. It's as simple as that. But there's so many bits and pieces to it. I've got to break this video up, because I wanted to do just a video about batteries, and I realised there's so much to it that I can't do it all in about a 10-minute video. And it's cold, so I've got to sort of press on. So what I'm going to do is break this up. I'm going to show you how to charge systems, what batteries are, what they're made of, alternators, why they break down, how they run. So I'm going to do it like that, and hopefully we can learn something about a charging system, because it's this time of year is the cruelest time for a battery. You probably noticed the LR3 is still here. The customer's left it. I don't know what is going on with that thing there, but it's taken root, I think. Again, battery. The battery died through neglect. The battery froze, and this is one of the things I want to tell you about. This is why I'm here. a discharged battery will freeze, and this is one of the biggest problems we have is, with batteries freezing. When a battery is discharged, it will go bad. Now this is a very, very good battery, an Odyssey. It's got quite a good amperage. What is it supposed to be rated at? I bet the clamp's right over the top of it. I think it's supposed to be rated at something like 800 cold cranking amps. But because I managed to squeeze so many plates inside of this one has become, when I put my tester on, it's got about 1500 cold cranking amps. So it really puts current into the starter. So I'm going to go in the shop because it's too cold to be messing about out here. But I just wanted to show you where the relevant parts were. So there's your alternator. This is the belt that drives it. And your starter motor is hidden under there. I can't really show you it because it's under the exhaust. And these are your wires. And this, most importantly, is a ground. Now I had a bit of a problem with the ground connection on this one, so I put a good old-fashioned Land Rover one on, and it solved it. It was no problems ever since. You notice too on this battery, there's no corrosion. When you start to see corrosion on a battery, it's time to take it to bits and clean the terminals and put them back on again. And you always take off the negative first, because if you take the positive off and you accidentally touch your spanner onto ground, you'll get big sparks. So take this one off first, and then you can't make a connection. I put a little bit of Vaseline on these, just smear a little bit of Vaseline, and the corrosion doesn't happen, because as you can see here on the front, this is actually ice. We had freezing rain yesterday, and freezing rain gets everywhere, and it's a nightmare. But also in summer or whatever, water can get under the bonnet. So if ice has got under here, water's going to get in, and it can corrode the terminals of your battery. So protect them, and everything will be fine. And the same goes for your starter as well. You've got to get good connections on everything. Everything's got to be clean and tight, and there's so many things I want to tell you. But anyway, we're going to do a little bit about batteries. I'm going to go inside, and we'll put one on the bench, and we'll explain how they work.